podcast for you. Not necessarily one of our formal podcasts like we usually have, but what we are interested in doing is discussing situations that have arisen through our news. We've seen our a lot of comments in the recent news that we've shared, and it's been a mixed bag. You know, some people feel a certain way, others think a certain way, and whatever your opinion is about the situation, join us, discuss with us, let us know where you stand, what you think. It's important to express yourselves and make sure that you are participating in the processes that we have, especially when it comes to elections, elected officials, uh, because those are the people that are going to ultimately make decisions or cast a vote to make a decision about the community. Whether you live in the city of Eagle Pass or outside of Eagle Pass, Maverick County, or even in the water district, headed up north Maverick County, on the north side of Maverick County, each entity has its elected officials. Those elected officials are the ones that determine what projects, who gets paid. They determine pretty much everything through a vote. And that's how our elections process works. That's how America, it gives the opportunity to everybody that can run and is eligible to run for elected office. But I do think that it's important for many of us to realize that we don't know the whole person, right? And it's important to get to know a person if you want them to lead you. Now, some people, they can step in that role of leadership because it's a natural thing to them. I think the best leaders are the ones that are inclined to do good and do things the right way, right? Because there's many different ways that you can do many things, but there's also a right way, and there's the I guess to say the kind of confused way. But like I'm stating, the most important thing that needs to be known is that everybody needs to start doing research. Now, do your research, learn how you're talking. I know it's a Tuesday afternoon. We're out on spring break, guys. Interrupting a little bit. Spring break. I hope you guys are having a good one. Um, Kick back, guys. We want to discuss. We want to know what you guys think about the situation that's going on, about the news that we've had. Again, we've had several comments. Some people disagree with certain situations, others agree with it. But it's important to see who is explaining to you and is showing up with the receipts. Because more than anything, you guys need the proof to make a educated decision. Now, I hope that here at the Maverick Times, we've been able to establish a person to where, or a relationship to where you guys think or know that if I am telling you something, we have vetted it, right? If we're presenting anything as facts, it's because we're showing you the documents, we are showing you the evidence, the receipts, however else you'd like to call it. We provide that for you. And I think that that is what separates the Maverick Times from any other news media out there, existing or aspiring. That is exactly what separates us. Is that I am a taxpayer just like y'all. I am invested in this community just like this audience is. And I want the best for this community, just like each and every one of you that is watching this right now. Um, I'll stop there and I'll ask anybody that's watching this at the moment if you guys can help me out. Share this post, share this video, share this. We need to get this word out. It's important to spread not just positivity, but more than ever, the truth. Because the truth is what has been kept from you so many years. Now, when somebody, a politician, um, they have their public lives, and that's understandable. What they do out here, what we see on a day-to-day basis, is their public life, and that public life should be heavily scrutinized, especially if you're a politician. I mean, if you're out there making decisions for the community, for a group, we're already in Maverick County, what, over 60,000, maybe over 30,000 within city limits. So these elected officials get elected by you, the people, to make decisions based on your best interests as citizens. Sorry, guys, popped out real quick. We're doing some cooking out here. As you can see, we're outside, a little scenery. We wanted to bring you something a little informal. I don't want a type of formal podcast for this one. I think that what needs to happen is a discussion about what is going on, the discussion about the situation at hand. Because there's a lot of people out there that will try to not give you the full story of who they are. And I think that that in itself should be a red flag for many of you all that are looking and researching and trying to find out who is the best candidate, who is the best candidate for, whatever position it may be. Now, if you take a second, step back and think, what do these people want? What are they trying? What is it that they're trying to accomplish? And it's important to take that moment to think, what's happening in our community. It's very important, and I stress to everybody that we need to do our research. Do your research. A Google search, Chat GPT, Copilot, all of these browsers, Google, Yahoo, whatever it is you use, guys. You can find almost anything on the internet. I know it's a little difficult being that we're from a smaller town, and if things don't get posted on the internet, we don't, we it's hard to search for it, right? We got a lot of people coming in. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's a little bit of an informal discussion. We want to know, we want to talk to y'all. We want to know what is the true heartbeat going on in Eagle Pass. What does Maverick County, Eagle Pass think about the elections that are coming up here in Eagle Pass? So, moving back a little bit, it's important for everybody here to take the time and research and listen to what some of these politicians are actually telling us. What are they saying? What is it that they're trying to tell us? Um, you know, it's important because if elected officials are not kept accountable, they will run all over us. And it's not to say that, they're bad people, but there's a reason why you have checks and balances in, let's say, the government structure, the U.S. government structure. There's checks and balances. Nobody goes unvetted, right? So I think in this case, the community should serve as some type of watchdog mechanism that holds accountable these elected officials, city, county, whatever it is. You guys hold all the power, and you guys just need to realize that the community is the one who drives everything. You are the people that get the elected officials elected. There's no doubt about that. You guys are the ones that go and cast the votes. You guys are the ones that go out and support. You guys are the ones who make them elected officials. And in saying that, it is important to also keep you those elected officials that you elected, keep them honest and accountable. Honesty is very important, especially from a elected official, because we all, every time we cast a vote, it's a belief. We believe in this person. We think this person can take us here. We think this person will, lead Eagle Pass, lead Maverick County. These are the things that we're discussing. These are the things that are very important in our community. Now, between us, you know that our community has been underserved for so many years, and still in 2025, we are going underserved. Why are we underserved? Why is it that we can't make these big bounds, these big leaps in trying to accomplish certain goals in the community? So that's where we're kind of struggling. And, you know, I would never say anything like you guys don't understand what's happening or what's going on in our community, because I think that you guys are a very intelligent bunch. Anybody that is a part of this, because the Maverick Times is as much as anybody else is out there watching, as it is something that we created. It was a thing that needed to be done, and each member of the community, each of y'all that are watching right now, there isn't too many, but there's enough. Each and every one of you had a contribution into expanding the Maverick Times, and I really appreciate that. And I believe that it's because you guys want to be told the truth about what is happening. You guys are dying to know why, because you guys are electing these people, and you know it's important to realize how powerful you are as a voter. And elected officials should be able to empower you guys to say, hey, we're doing this, this needs to be done, and we're moving forward with that. So, guys, this is going to be an informal type of podcast. We're out here, not the light's not too great. It's getting dark on us. We're out here trying to cook some a meal for our family here, but with all of the back and forth, all the comments that are going on, especially with some recent news that we posted, I feel that we are obligated to our audience and to our readers that we are here. If you guys want to ask any questions or have any comments, the chat is free. Go ahead. I don't get offended. I don't get offended easily. You guys know this. So if you want to ask, please ask. But what I will say is that let's try to be at least constructive. How can we get past these certain roadblocks that we continue to see? And why are we not there yet? That's an important key. That's an important key that I want everybody to hold in your mind, and it'll come out later on as to why we're not able to, get over that cusp. And I'll tell you, it's the same reason. It's the same reason that it's the same reason that why we continue to go after or pursue some of these elected officials, even though they might not be the greatest of people. And I wouldn't say, hey, forget about what a person did, this and that. I know a lot of people have commented, hey, what happens in the past stays in the past. And, to some extent, I agree with that. But it is important to know that what somebody has done throughout their lifetime should be an indicator of the possibility of what they can do. If a person has sold themselves out before for money, for a house, for a property, if you sold yourself out before, I think that the constituents for whatever position you're running for should know about situations where you've sold yourself out before. Why? Because if you're willing to sell yourself out, you're willing to sell, I mean, anybody, right? This is a hypothetical. I'm not throwing any shade on anybody right now. But if you're willing to sell yourself out for money, whatever, property, clothes, a house, anything it is, what are we supposed to think as voters? Do you think that maybe this person will sell themselves out or sell you, the voters, out? That's what's key about this. Now, a past does not define a person, but the past definitely can give you an indication of who a person is. Now, you can always change. I'm not saying people cannot change. People can change. But those people are the ones that want to change for the good, right? Now, if you don't change, but you're presenting a facade as this person that is doing good, yet you put on a mask each time when you're talking to the community, and you're hiding certain things from the community, I think that that needs to be investigated or spoken about, because it's very important to know who you're voting for and to know the truth about who you're voting for. We have our first comment here. I'm going to go ahead and pop that open, or not pop that open, but go ahead and show you on the screen while I take a quick look at, make sure I'm not burning anything. There you go. All right, guys, sorry about that. So let's see. Sorry, it kind of went off. Let me see. This community is blinded by the politicians, Perico, and they also sympathize with a person like Diaz because of his past. Give him a chance because he's pro LGBT, an ex porn star, and a swell guy. Thanks, Vic, for that comment. Now, um, you know, and just discussing, it really doesn't matter what anybody's sexual orientation is. I do want to come out and say that because there was a lot of comments. When trying to defend somebody, some people would throw out, any kind of comments they can, trying to, I guess, make you look in some type of light. And one of the things I did want to address with our audience today is that, whether somebody's commenting about homophobia and the Maverick Times is biased, what have you, you know, I think that there's plenty of people out there that can tell you, I really do not have a problem with what you do in your private life. I hope y'all are enjoying a drink. Cheers. What you do in your private life is what you do. Nobody should be scrutinized. Whatever gets you off gets you off, right? I'm nobody to police what you do or how you do it, who you like, who you love, whatever it is you do. We're not here to police that. That's not what we're doing. So all those people that commented about Maverick Times is biased, the Maverick Times is homophobic. I laugh. I laugh because I talk to everybody, all sorts of people. I talk to whether you're straight, gay, bi, whatever. I'm the most approachable person if you approach me, and I think that many people have a misconception, and it's due to the people that are ignorant to who we are, not as just the Maverick Times, but also us as the people working behind the Maverick Times. And you know, the funniest things always happen to where some people may not think very highly of me, but whenever they're presented with an extended period of time and have sat down and actually had a conversation with me, not through Facebook comments or just because somebody gets triggered about an article that I put. Um, More often than not, those people that take the time, sit down, have a conversation with me, leave that conversation with like, wow, I did not know that guy was like that, or I'm surprised I was able to get along with him, or I thought that he was a certain way. And guys, if I had a dollar for every time something like that was said, I'd be able to take us all out right now that are here in the live, because it happens. And it's those same people that try to protect their side of the story, but they'll destroy yours in the process. And that's fine. Like, I understand people wanting to come in and defend their beliefs. And I understand, or I hope everybody understands, that what you're doing in defending your beliefs is the exact same thing that we are doing as well. We provide you news, but hey, the fact of the matter is that everybody has an opinion. So news is given. You guys can have your opinion, and we assess the situation as it's going on and let the audience know what it is you guys need to hear. Because there's a lot of jibber jabber. There's a lot of stuff being thrown out there, and a lot of the stuff, some of it sticks, some of it doesn't. But a lot of it isn't always the truth. Um, I see that I missed a couple of parts of this comment that was done by Vic. Vic says, a swell guy, right? That's where we ended. He says, as opposed to electing those who are stern and transparent and want the best for our kids. DS's agenda is to change the mindset of our community and accept his progressive views, then turn Eagle Pass into Austin, a total shit show. Now, guys, I want to invite you. I know there's some you guys watching. Comment, see, let us know what you think, because that is the ultimate thing in expressing your opinion, guys. It's okay to have an opinion. It's quite all right. We live in the United States of America, where opinions are protected speech. That's why I don't get offended whenever you guys, or some of you guys, come up with, hey, he's homophobic. I don't know where you get that from. I talked to several different people from all walks of life. Um, I have relatives that are in the community, and I love them just as much as my relatives that aren't. And they'll be the first ones that tell you, I'm a joker. I laugh. I have fun. But one thing I can tell you is that the majority of the people I do talk to do not participate in pushing their lifestyle into the kids, into anybody else. And I can guarantee that, you know? Um, and that is where you have to draw the line with the agendas that are being pushed. Now, many of y'all have grown up. A lot of our followers are around the same age that we are. So you guys have experienced the exact same, not the exact same, but a similar. upbringing as I did. You know, it will pass whether Democrats rule here, whether Republican. You know, we are naturally conservative people. As Hispanics in this community, we were raised to be conservative individuals. And it's I mean, look at just 5 years ago. Look, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. It's not that long. You will see that we have a history of being a conservative community, and nothing changed for so long, right? We're Hispanics. We believe in, you get pregnant, you're gonna have the baby. That's an old Hispanic conservatism that we were all born. The majority of us were raised that way. You had a baby out of wedlock, you're gonna have that baby. That's the conservative right now. Religion, yeah, you're Hispanics. We grew up with our religion, our Bibles, right there in hand. Mi Dios and Jesus, all that. We grew up with that culture, right? So what I say that to say this is that Eagle Pass, Maverick County, our area, we are naturally we were born into being conservative people. Just recently, I would say maybe 5 years ago, is when we started with these pride parades, these when we started with these pride parades with LBGTQ, which hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your preference. Your preference is your preference. Nobody is trying to chastise anybody about having a sexual preference. What's in the home stays in the home. But a lot of people, especially, I'm referring to the news that we put out recently about Councilman Elias Diaz. A lot of people try to shame you, and understand why a lot of you guys don't speak up, because as soon as you express your opinion, there's always people trying to make you feel like your opinion is not valid. I'm here to tell you all opinions are valid from both sides. But the thing that many of the supporters for Councilman Diaz, the point that they are missing, and I will say this, the point that they are missing with Councilman Elias Diaz is the fact that anytime they hire his partner for PR, any company, it could be Puerto Verde, it could be the Empire Industrial Park, anytime his partner gets hired to do PR for an entity, Councilman Elias Diaz is going to have to step down and abstain from voting. Now, a lot of y'all that support him have tried to twist that and say, well, didn't he do the right thing? He is supposed to step down and not abstain. Yes, you are right. But you are not looking at the fact that what if 10 companies come down here and hire his partner for PR? What if got a little fire brewing here, guys? Give me 1 second. Ooh, sorry about that. Ah, man, I lost a couple of people. All right. Like I said, we're doing a little bit of cooking out here. I would have shown you, but um, it's a little messy down here. So we're just trying to make sure we don't burn everything. Ooh, it's happened before, guys. It's happened before. So back to the point. I'm sorry about that. Um, it's important to know these people. Again, a lot of supporters for Councilman Elias Diaz attempted to, slam me and say, hey, you're homophobic. Oh, hey, I read the Maverick Times all the time. You guys are always homophobic. And, that narrative just doesn't stick, guys. I mean, I don't understand how somebody can be homophobic and have, friends that are gay, have friends, that are a part of this community, right? And yet you guys still say I'm homophobic. And I get it because you're trying to defend your candidate. But what needs to be understood is that you guys, by defending him, are essentially allowing him to do what he is doing. Now, this is not, I'm not trying to bash the councilman or anything. All I'm doing is providing you with facts as best as I know them, what we've researched. Because believe me, there's a lot more things that I've been getting almost on a daily basis about this councilman. Now we reach out to him and ask, just like the article that we put out earlier. We asked him, "Hey, what happened with this? We got these records. We saw that you did." He told us, yeah, his partner had been hired. His partner had been hired by two organizations to do PR for them. And that's why he had to sign those conflict of interest forms. And that's why he abstained. Now, devil's advocate, if I was an intelligent businessman and I wanted to make money off the backs of the residents of Eagle Pass, let's say I'm a businessman and I want to turn Eagle Pass into a dump site, right? So I'm coming from this big old city, and I think Eagle Pass ain't shit. So we want to turn it into a dump site. Do you know what the first move I would do as soon as I get into Eagle Pass? I would hire Councilman Diaz's partner to do PR. Why? Because every time he has done PR, Empire Empire Industrial Park, Puerto Verde, Councilman Diaz is forced to step down and abstain because of the involvement of his partner doing PR for those organizations or companies. Now, if for whatever reason I wanted to get done what I wanted to get done, it would be as easy as to pay PR with his partner's company, pay them, hey, you're going to do PR for me. So the councilman Diaz is going to have to abstain, right? So I would challenge any of his supporters. If this is happening, how is your councilman Elias Diaz protecting you, protecting the city from becoming a dump site if his partner gets hired by that company? Yeah, I mean, it's just as simple as that. But try to tell his supporters, and they'll confuse you with everything. They'll tell you you're homophobic. They'll tell you you have an agenda. They'll tell you you're bias, but they will not acknowledge. Listen to this. They will not acknowledge that yes, it's a conflict of interest to have his partner dealing in a direct manner with these companies that are coming down and are looking to get approval from this governmental body, which is the City Council of Eagle Pass, where one of them has to abstain because his partner is being hired to do PR for that organization. It's that simple, guys. If 10 people hire this company for PR, that's 10 times that Councilman Diaz may not vote to protect you, the resident, you, his supporter. And that's just true. No matter how his supporters try to twist and turn and call homophobic, I understand why many people do not speak up in this community because you're hit with that. And that's not even the factual truth. And then you have not just one, you have six, seven of them coming in, calling you names, telling you this. And, I understand why many people do not speak up. Um, and so if you're just joining us, I want to thank you for hopping on. We're doing a little something different today. We're not doing our traditional podcast in a sense that, we're not here in our so-called quote unquote studio, our office. We're not doing anything formal. We're just trying to reach out, and I want to thank Vic for giving us a comment, and I invite you guys comment. We used to have the Rising Texan, and the Rising Texan was full of comments and full of engagement, and that's what we want to bring back because it doesn't matter what your opinion is; it needs to be said. Whether you're right, wrong, there's no such thing as being right or wrong in an opinion, but there is a thing of having an educated opinion. And I think that out of all the news medias here in Eagle Pass, I think that this audience, the Maverick Times audience, is the smartest, most involved, um, and these guys are hungry for the truth. And I can totally appreciate that because we have been lied to. We are being lied to. And these guys, this audience that we've created, because it wasn't on my own, it's never been about me, guys. It's never been about me. That's the reason why we went from having our name, Isaac Ruiz, and putting out news to the Maverick Times, because this is as much as yours platform as it is anybody else's. This was built for the community to serve the community. And that's what we continue to do. We have another comment out here. Um, turn off the timer. If progressives don't like small conservative communities que le logran LV, ALV pa otra parte. And, David Ortiz, he has a point. Um, I'll use that as an example since we are already talking about this. And the example is, when Councilman Diaz says he first came to Eagle Pass, he moved back down here after moving, to California, what have you. Um, and when you hear him in the video, and we'll show you the video right now, I think we can upload it and show you and let you guys see what was said, but you can feel the condescension and the way they're trying to tell you that if you don't accept what they're pushing, you are backwards. If you don't accept this LGBTQ2VWZ agenda, you're going to get called backwards by the city councilman Diaz. And it's funny because I had somebody saying that our news is bullying and wow, this and that. When we're just trying to deliver the news to you guys, we're trying to show you the truth. That's it. The truth of what's happening, and this is what it is. No matter how you interpret that, we give you the documents, we show you guys everything that needs to be shown, and we allow you guys to make your assumptions, make your determinations on how you should think about the information that is presented to you, right? Now, when the councilman comes back, makes a video, specifically says the Eagle Pass is backwards, says that sometimes Eagle Pass does not understand how things work. He is directly telling each and every one of his voters he does not think very highly of Eagle Pass. If you haven't seen that video, that's exactly what is being said. Now, many people can interpret things many ways, and that's fine, right? Everything is open to interpretation. But in saying so, in doing so, in explaining how your community that you are a city councilman in, and you're saying the city is backwards. You are saying that sometimes Eagle Pass does not understand how things work. Well, councilman, I will say that our community may not understand how things work, but it's because of people like you. It's because of people like you that keep things in the dark, that play politics, and hide your true self. That's just the way it is. I mean, no one here should be up or upset of the criticism of a politician. That's what they are there for, to be criticized. Hell, I'm not even a politician and I get criticized. Biased, homophobic, what have you. I'm not even a politician. But I'll tell you this is that I respect everybody's opinion. I may not agree with it. I may not support your opinion, but I respect it. And a lot of times you'll get a comment back, either from me or one of our other editors. They'll get on there and they'll put you back there, right? And it's all part of the discussion, right? That's what's important. The conflict that comes out of the discussion. There's going to be conflict. Now, as long as it doesn't get violent, right? We're talking. There's no need. We're intelligent beings. We're humans. No reason to resort to fists, but speak about it, discuss it. Now, here, Eagle Pass, Maverick County, it has always been taboo. It has always been taboo that you can't talk about politicians, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. Yet, some of these politicians do things that leave your head scratching. That, you're like, what were you thinking? Um, and the worst thing is having a politician that misrepresents himself or herself. I think that as a politician, you should be true to character and who you are. If you're elected as a politician and you're an asshole, we expect you to be an asshole. If you're a politician and you're portraying out here that you're this some person that's helping out the community and this and that, well, we expect you to. We expect that to balance out, right? We expect that if you're saying you're such a good person as a politician, pues los recibos deben de estar ahí. There should be receipts to back your statements up. Now, there's a lot of things that you guys don't know, and specifically about this councilman. A lot of their supporters will tell you, that guy is just attacking. That guy's attacking. Hell, they just send me a picture of what's his name, um, the guy that tries to copy me, whatever his name is. Um, so they sent me a picture of him, like, making some comments, what have you. Like, okay, it's no big deal to me. That's why I don't respond. I mean, it's no big deal. But the funniest thing I see is that these people continue to support people that could give a rat's ass about them personally. And I say that because of what is happening. I don't say that lightly. I say that because these people are taking advantage of our community. They're taking advantage of our community, and they're doing it in the name of a cause. Yet, there's a lot of things that, I caught a little bit of the interview that we had, or that Councilman Diaz had with Eagle Pass, Texas News. Now, Eagle Pass, Texas News. Uh, I'll just leave that one alone. You guys should know. I shouldn't have to say anything. Um, and that's fine. Everybody's got their morals. Everybody's got their it. Everybody's got a thing that makes them hop. And I'm not saying we don't get advertising, but one of the things we do is that we're true to character, and we have worked in this community. I've worked in this community for over 20 years, public sector, to benefit this community, right? And I don't brag about it. I don't like to, because that's not my thing. I'm a confident person, but I don't go out and brag about I brought this, I brought that, I did this, I did that. No, no. I mean, that's me. But we got the receipts there. Now, moving back, you have a councilman that's coming to you telling you about things that they have done. It's all good. Great. We need new programs. But has he told you about the intention of these programs? We received a lot of comments from people discussing the event that was hosted by him last year, which was a teddy bear picnic that was aimed at toddlers. Now, I don't care what any of y'all say. The past is very important, especially if you've done some questionable things in your past. Now, some things are a little more serious than others, right? But the fact of the matter is, the city councilman used to be a same sex adult film star. That is a fact. You can Google Alessandro de Toro and you'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see his picture, you'll see his face. Now, this person sold themselves, their body, to get money. I mean, I'm sure he was paid to do that, right? So just look at the morality of things. Okay. Now, anybody here, I mean, if you see a flag like that, you see a person that has sold themselves for money before, themselves. Okay. What makes you think as a community he's not going to sell you out if he sold himself out before? Now, that has nothing to do with his sexual orientation, but it has to do with the councilman's mind and state of mind and how he views things. In my opinion, the whole thing with the adult, same sex adult film career should tell you one important thing is the way he views things as transactional. And when you say transactional, I mean, I hope you understand, is that they don't view the morale, they don't view whether it's right or wrong. They view, I'm going to give this and I am going to receive this. Transactional. Okay. So, do you think that a councilman has your best interest or will not sell you out if they've sold themselves out? Now, disclosure, I don't know if he's involved in the industry anymore. I cannot tell you. What I will tell you is if you Google his stage name, you will see pictures, videos, what have you, a lot of stuff that you would want your kids to see. Yet, there's a lot of people out here in our community that still take their kids to go vote, to go be with around this person. Me as a parent, I don't understand it, and I wouldn't do it. Again, and it goes back not to somebody's sexual orientation, but to the decision making process of the councilman. The transactional thought process that goes on in his mind, again, I think this is my opinion, it is not in the benefit of the residents of Eagle Pass. It is not of the benefit for you, the audience. What makes you think he will not sell you guys out if he has sold himself out? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I'm over here trying to make sure we don't burn the food, but we're still trying to make sure you guys get the information as you need. So we can kind of consider that a commercial break again. We're cooking out. I know the light isn't great, but we're out here trying to feed our family, right? But you know, given with our gift and curse of our abilities, we tend to do several things at one time. And I apologize for that. That's just the way I am. Um, you don't want me focused on one thing because if I get focused on one thing, man. But guys, that's where I want you as readers, as an audience, as residents of this great community, because I will never say the Eagle Pass is backwards. That's one thing I will never say. I mean, you guys, you guys are expected to know so much, yet you guys are given this much information from elected officials, and you're supposed to make a decision. Yet most of those officials, not all, most, do hide things. They hide their past, they hide their present, and they hide their intentions. And it's not different with this councilman. Now, again, I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to pick on anybody. I'm not here to bully anybody. This is not what we're doing. We are simply informing our community, the same community that supports us giving out the truth. Now, the truth is, Councilman Elias Diaz was a councilman when his partner was hired at the Emergency Operations Center to help out during COVID. That's a fact. Now, could there have been other person that got hired? Maybe your brother, maybe your sister, maybe your daughter, maybe your father. Could they have been hired instead of the councilman's partner? Yeah, but no. It was the councilman's partner that was hired and was working at the EOC. That's not all. He was also appointed, the councilman Diaz's partner was appointed by the council, the councilman, to be part of the Main Street Advisory Board. Okay? He appointed his partner to be part of the Main Street Advisory Board. And no one said anything. Everybody was okay with that. My thing is that if it was if it was a male and a female, a marriage between a male and a female, and the husband was a city councilman and he appoints his wife to be a part of that committee, all of y'all would have been on that. They would have been saying something. How come no one said anything when Councilman Elias Diaz appointed his partner to be a part of the Main Street Advisory Board? What is the difference? There shouldn't be a difference. I thought everything was equal here. But yet, if you say something about him appointing his partner to be a part of the advisory board, you all get told you're homophobic. You all get told y'all are backwards. You all get told that you don't understand how things work. That's the game that's being played here, guys. Guys, I've read tons of books. I've done a bunch of research. Um, the best way to make somebody change their mind about a situation is to shame them about how they feel about a situation. You shame them. You call them backwards. You say that they do not understand or they do not know how things work. Why? So that you can feel ashamed, so you can feel some type of way that will get you not to comment anymore. Guys, this is the oldest tactic in the book. These are the same type of strategic tools that were used back in Hitler's days. Manipulating the media to your liking is not the councilman's responsibility. But we see it time and time again where elected officials have these news medias greased to the point where they don't say anything. Even if somebody's wrong, they won't say anything. Now, you have another news media propping up Councilman Diaz, Elias Diaz. What I want y'all to think is that how much that news media got paid by Councilman Elias Diaz. And what money source is Councilman Elias Diaz using to pay for that news, that favoritism in the news? We got another comment, guys. Again, thank you for the comments, guys. I consider these people that are commenting to have unos pinches huevotes, right? Tienen unos pinches huevotes to comment because they know that somebody's probably going to say something about them. Yet they don't let those people change their beliefs. And I enjoy that. And I appreciate that. Because if you have your beliefs, you should have those pinches huevotes set in your beliefs. And not anybody tell you you're homophobic or that you're wrong because of your beliefs. No. Seems like he's bringing California to Eagle Pass. Queta said it best and alive. And Lando, Ortiz, let's be honest. There's other people trying to bring California here to Eagle Pass. And we are not California. We are in the great state of Texas. We are Texas. We have the Texas military here backing us up. I saw a news. Somebody was sharing the Texas Tribune. Liberal as fuck. Liberal as fuck. So you got the Texas Tribune trying to say get rid of Operation Lone Star. You have a certain group out here in Eagle Pass trying to get rid of Operation Lone Star community. Do you know that the county and the city get so much money from this Operation Lone Star that is keeping you guys safe? And you have a group of people trying to get rid of Operation Lone Star? The city just got all these new units for Operation Lone Star. Operation Lone Star is helping out the county with units, prosecution, hiring people, increasing jobs, making sure our sheriff's department is outfitted with every piece of equipment they need to conduct law enforcement and to protect the community. Without the funding that Operation Lone Star has brought, we would not be able to protect this community the way we are. Right now, we wouldn't be able to protect this community. And you still have people lining up with banners saying get rid of Operation Lone Star. Do you see the backwards thinking that is happening in this community? Now, these are the same people that are calling you guys backwards, and they're trying to make this town less secure than it is. Guys, understand, if we don't have Operation Lone Star money, we don't have those extra units out there. We don't have these people patrolling the streets. We don't have these people prosecuting these people that are coming across and that are committing crimes in our county and in our cities. Yet you have a certain group out there that thinks they know better, that are not even involved in Operation Lone Star, and they are telling you we need to get rid of Operation Lone Star. Here we go. Miss Willers, politicians also pay news medias to help them get away with lies. Um, there's a story that we're investigating about Councilman Elias Diaz, and I bet as soon as we get those documents, you're gonna think about this gentleman in a different light. And that's just as honest. I'm not gonna tell you or say what it is at the moment, because if you follow us, you know that we have documents, we provide receipts, and that's what we're gonna do. But I can guarantee you, you, ma'am, do not know Councilman Elias Diaz. That's one thing I will tell you. Whether you support him or not, you don't know him. And if I were you, I'd investigate a little bit, dig a little bit on him, dig a little bit, and that's aparte of his adult film, same sex film star, whatever, you know. Esa es aparte el punto. But there's a lot more things that we are looking into that people have sent us that will have you, ma'am, thinking very differently about this gentleman, about this councilman. And everything is relevant because he is a councilman making decisions for you. That is why it is important to understand the decision making process of every elected official, because you want to know if the elected official is in the right mindset to benefit you guys, because it's you guys that need to benefit from an elected official, not the other way around. Again, don't most politicians play news media? Yes, they pay for advertisement, but some news medias do participate in being what, megaphones for these politicians. And you know, I would ask Elias Diaz, the councilman, ask him about Tamir, ask him about Tamir, ask him who is Tamir, Councilman Diaz. Ask him. That's one of the leads we're looking at right now. And I bet you would think of him in a different light if you knew that whole situation, Miss Willers. I think I just answered my question in general as to politicians. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with getting advertisement, nothing wrong with advertisement. What I see wrong is when news medias participate in the lies that elected officials are spreading. And the use of news media and social media by politicians. Again, Miss Willers, I would invite you. I don't know if you know Mr. Diaz, Councilman Diaz. I would invite you to ask him and see if he tells you, because we reached out to him about a story that somebody brought to us, and we asked him, Councilman Diaz, and just like the way we asked him about the abstaining from certain votes, the Empire Industrial Park and the Puerto Verde bridge. So we asked him, right, and he answered. Great, hey, that's what politicians should do. They should answer whether they think it's wrong, right, or the other. We're asking questions because we want to write a story and we need their input. So we even quoted him on that story that he said yes, his partner was hired, so I abstained. I would say, okay, what if 10 companies come and hire your partner for PR? So that means you're going to do 10 abstentions? Well, then why are you a councilman if you're not voting? Now, yes, politicians do pay news media to highlight their things, but I think it is wrong when news medias participate in manipulation with the politician, because news medias are meant to serve as watchdogs and supposed to keep elected officials accountable. And that's all we're doing. All we're doing is keeping them accountable. Now, guys, Miss Willers, did you know that Elias Diaz hired his partner during COVID? Well, it it is disappointing, Miss Willers, but I would beg you to think about who was hosting these things. That's very important. It's very important to recognize who is doing what their agenda is. Yeah, only four showed up. I mean, I would even venture to say those four that showed up probably have some favor with the person that is putting out or hosting the event. Come on, let's be honest with it. That's the way these things work. So, in yeah, I do think that candidates should show up. I feel that whoever else is having these meet the candidates or interviews, any other news media that has them that is not the Maverick Times, I don't think you guys are getting a fair shakedown of questioning towards the candidates. I'm sorry, a lot of the news medias, whether they're paid or not, throw out softball questions. They throw out softball questions, easy questions that are going to make the politician look good. We have never done that. We have never done that. Whether they're paying for advertising, whether they're not paying for advertising, politicians get scrutinized. They get questioned. They are under the gun and they get heated. As you've seen, all of our podcasts are online. You can see for yourself when we talk to politicians. There is no giving the politicians questions beforehand. There is no softball questions. We ask the hard stuff. That's what you guys deserve, the real, not the fake. And thank you, Whalers, for participating. I think that again, what she is saying, there's nothing wrong with that because she is participating in the discussion, and I appreciate that she is participating, no matter what her opinion of the situation is. Participation is key. Discussion is key. That's how individuals learn, and that is how individuals eventually will make their decision on who they vote for. So, thank you. I appreciate your comments just as much as the other comments. And that's how we've always been. Of course, we're gonna quit. I mean, you throw out a comment, we're gonna respond. It doesn't mean where they're upset trying to respond or trying to prove a point. No, it's all part of the discussion that leads to enlightenment of the situation. Okay, there you go. It was the Eagle Pass Journal hosting it. Thanks, Fortis. And the guys protesting Shelby Park. Do you see why some of the candidates would not want to go, Miss Willers? Now, God forbid I say something about a councilman and I'm biased, but the Eagle Pass News Journal is. I'll just stop that at there. Let me go check the chicken. We're gonna check, make sure we're not burning anything. Don't go anywhere. Take about 5 seconds, guys. Don't go anywhere. Y'all can watch me if y'all want. Uh, but let me make sure. All right. Oh, everybody's still here. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah. Let's see. Miss Rosie, Miss Willers. You think that guy is neutral? Are you kidding me? Miss Willers. He's neutral, really? I won't even get on that topic. But he's not neutral. He's not neutral. That guy has been on past podcasts of mine. He's not neutral. He's a flipper. That's what he is. He's a sides flipper. All of a sudden, he's on this team, then he's on that team, and on that team, 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 that team. Neutral? Matter of fact, can you send me the latest news he's posted? Does he post news? No? Me? Anything? Anybody want to respond? I mean, let's be honest. As a matter of fact, he should probably be on here. Let's debate. I'll throw a debate with him, and we'll see. And we'll expose him for what he is. But neutral? I doubt that. I do applaud those taking initiative to run for office. There's many sideline politicians that dish it and wouldn't take on the challenge of the campaign to serve. Mm, I believe in being part of the solution and not the problem. Hmm. Fair enough. Um, Fair enough. Now, can you elaborate a little bit more about what problem you're perceiving? Because I feel the same way as you do. I'd rather be part of the solution. Um, I don't know if you know this about me personally, but I worked in the city of Eagle Pass for about 15 years. Um, 15 years. The last position I had for the last couple of years was a grant administrator, and I brought the community about 6 million in grant funding. Talk about being part of the solution and not the problem. And with the county, I mean, I don't like to brag because that's not me. It Everything I do it in silence, and I tell you why I do it in silence, because I don't want the credit. I don't want credit. Why? I work for an entity. They deserve the credit for hiring me to do what I do. I don't deserve credit. But you have a lot of people that would snatch up credit real quick, right? That, hey, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. I'm not like that, Miss Willers. But given your statement, I'll tell you, I have been part of the solution for many years. With the city, again, I told you, I had about a little over $6 million while I was the grant administrator there, all community projects. I was involved in every single aspect of the grants that I did. I would write the grants, receive the grants, then project manage the grants. So, okay, that's to me, I think I'm being part of the solution, right? So, and then now I work for the county, grant administrator. In 18 months, the grant administration office that was just created has been able to get $3.5 million in grant funding in 18 months, span across different types of grants, parks grants, program grants, name it, we got it. So, I mean, I get you, and I agree. I totally agree that people should be more a part of the solution rather than the problem. But one thing that needs to be understand about that is there's some people that try to put a facade about being a solution. They put a facade, right? And they tell you, I did this, I did that, I did this. Great. What is it that they're not telling you? That's what I'm interested in. That's what I want to know. What is it that they're not telling you? Now, I mean, have I ever thought about running? People have told me many times you should run for office, this, that, and the other. But and who knows? Maybe I will in the future. I don't know. But as of right now, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I need to be part of the solution. And given the skill set that I was blessed with, I am able to provide for the community in getting several types of funding, not just funding that may benefit me, because I haven't gotten a grant that benefits me. I don't get paid from my own grants. That's not me. And I'm not out here bragging about stuff. Lando, Ortiz, you know what's up? We try. It's an attempt, bro. You see, I know you follow our page, so you see I mean, the real attacks, right? You can be a politician and cry about getting attacked, but you're a politician. You sign yourself up for criticism, right? Here, I mean, I'm just trying to give you guys the truth, the real, what's happening. And the truth is that you guys do not know who this councilman really is. And I don't understand the people who try and attempt to say homophobic, to say that we're backwards, to say that we just don't understand how things uh, operate. Hell yeah, take offense to that. Because these guys on here right now are the smartest ones. They are out here and they're searching for the truth. And I highly respect anybody that has the fortitude and that respects themselves to search for the truth. You shouldn't like to be lied to. You shouldn't. You shouldn't like to eat shit that these politicians serve. All right. I mean, let's just be honest. Not all of them lie, but some of them do. Some of them do. And they're real good at lying. Man, I would even venture to say that somebody with a psychology or counselor's background is probably the best person to manipulate the masses. Why? Because the they understand the process of the psychology and how the psyche works. Now, you can go to school and learn that, or you can read books to learn that. Me, I read books. That's what I do. But if you go back, look at these videos that are being put out. Look how they are strategically put in order to get all of y'all people riled up and hide what the true story is about this person, this councilman. Aframayel, he just put something out. Guys, thank you for participating in the chat. This is what this is for. Again, it doesn't matter what your opinion is, it matters whether you state your opinion. Okay. And this is the way we learn. There's a lot of times where you have an opinion and, it may not be the most educated one, but then you start hearing other people's opinion and you start evolving. That's what I want for this community is to evolve and to grow. And the only way we do that is by hearing everybody out. That's the only way. You cannot grow and evolve if you just listen to one sided crap. You have to listen to everything and then make your educated decision. But make sure you're listening to everything because a lot of the times these politicians will cherry pick what they tell you. They'll tell you this because it makes them look good. They'll tell you that because it makes the other person look bad. And that is the game that they play. Afra Mayel, people with real vision often struggle to get positions of power. Those who do usually have strong backing from influential groups, which often means aligning with their interests. Independent thinkers who want to create real change face major obstacles because of the system favors those who can be influenced and controlled. This makes it hard for new ideas to break through. Of course, this is just an observation, not a statement of fact, but it's worth thinking about. Aframayel, you just fucking hit the nail on the head, my friend. Yeah. Look, I gotta get another beer. I'm gonna leave that right there. Everybody needs to read this comment from this gentleman, Aframael Martinez, and that will tell you everything. That will tell you everything. Okay, guys. Oh, everybody's still here. Thank you for staying here, guys. It's really much appreciated. So, Aframayel has a very good comment, guys. If you don't know Aframayel, I excuse me, I suggest you guys follow him. He's on Facebook. Uh, that is a good nugget right there. That's a gold nugget right there for you guys to take into consideration. Let's move forward. Okay, we have another comment on here. Let's see, Miss Willers. Let's hope that we see those grants appropriately used in the right areas. I know there are many people using the streets, lighting in the colonias. Hopefully, the grants will be beneficial. Ma'am, um, yeah, I mean, look, I have nothing to hide. If you want, I can give you a copy of the report that we have to present in commissioner's court, and you can see for yourself all the grants that we've gotten. And I will say that the money is appropriately being used, as far as I know, because I'm the one who writes some of these grants. And if I am told or if I know something is incorrect, I address it. And I think that a lot of Maverick County employees can confirm that I do address situations when something is being done incorrectly, if something incorrectly is being done. That's the way I've always been. I never want to risk any funding that we have gotten for the community. But I also think that we need to be more, have some common sense when we're dealing with those things. But ma'am, we've gotten parks grants, local parks grants. We got a co-op grant that's going to have a summer program for all the underserved children in the area in Eagle Pass, Maverick County. We've gotten grants that have never been gotten here in Maverick County, that have never been applied for. Texas Park and Wildlife, Maverick County has never received those grants. We got them back when I was with the city. I got a fire truck with my first grant. That was a nationally competitive grant where states and cities nationwide applied. And we received funding for a brand new state of the art fire truck. So, ma'am, I mean, I thank you. I don't know how to take your comment, but I will say that we are very good at what we do because of the team that we have and the work that we're able to do with different departments. Just like I was with the city, I am in the county, and I have been able to work with every department that wants funding. We've gotten funding for the court system, we've gotten funding for parks, we've gotten funding for pretty much anything you can think of, and especially law enforcement, because law enforcement needs to be bolstered, needs to have the proper funding for public safety to protect you guys out there. Aframayel, you can't stand the comments and the dirt. Leave the politics for people with thicker skin. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's pretty self explanatory. If you do things and you want to become a politician, that's not the best step to move because you will get called out on what you have done in the past. It's just the nature of the beast. They do that in state politics, they do that in nationwide politics. Those same people that are telling us that the past is the past with the Councilman Elias Diaz are the same people calling Donald Trump a rapist. Didn't that happen in the past? You see the reasoning that we're getting? It's a tit for tat. Come on. You are so worried about defending this councilman that you are doing the same thing that other people were doing. And I just cannot wrap my head around that. I cannot, because some of these people, and this is my community. I love my community. I love you guys. Like, you don't know how much I go to war for you guys every damn day, whether I'm in my office or whether I'm doing news. You guys don't know the wars I fight for you guys. And I've been attacked. And I was never a politician. I've been attacked with memes. I've been attacked with this. I've been attacked with insults, with all the fake profiles. And have I gone crying? No. And I'm not even a politician, guys. But what I am is somebody that loves community. This community made me. This community raised me. And ever since, that's why I like the job that I work in. And I'll tell you why. Even back in my days when I was a laborer, I took so much pride in my work. I used to put up stop signs for the city, guys. I was a laborer. I was outside. But I'll tell you this, I busted my ass. And I was proud of everything I did. Whether it was putting a damn stop sign in an intersection, that meant the world to me because I was making a difference in my community. And that's all I ever want to do growing up is make a difference in the community that made me. I go back to the teachers. I go back to the friends we had growing up, my parents, a strong influence, my brother, you know, and and coaches because I played sports, so coaches as well. All of those people, the community had a part in, and I feel um, me reaching what I need to reach, and I always want to give back. And it just so happens that I have a skill in grants that I can use. And I have been giving back to my community, right? Regardless of the attacks. And I don't like to brag. I could be out here and giving you, using this platform to boost myself up and to say, look at what I've done. How many times have y'all heard me say stuff like that? I don't. I don't because it doesn't matter who accomplishes or who gets grants for this community. They're getting funding. And in no way should I put myself in front of everybody and say, oh, I'm the one who's doing it. I'm the one who got this. I'm doing. No, no. Because I know that I have a sheriff's department, I have a police department, I have a planning department, I have a parks department, I have a public works department that's helping me accomplish these things. So that's why I don't brag. That's why I don't say me, 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 me. Some do. You won't hear me do that. Now, I said a little something because I was talking to Miss Willers and she may not be familiar. A lot of you guys do know what I do, but it's not, it's just something I do, right? Again, what am I doing with this platform? Is benefiting my community. That's all I want to do is give you guys the best, whether it's the truth or whether it's grant funding. We give you the best. Try to, right? Ramayel, thank you for that comment. Paco is only gonna vote for those that bring the Sam's Club. And Paco, well, I don't blame you. We should be having a Sam's Club about now. It's about that time to have a little something special, right? And excuse me, guys. I just want to make sure I don't get in trouble and by burning these things because my kids will let me have it. But yeah, that's a great comment by Afra Mayer and Paco. Of course, I think all of us want a little bit of a mind having some Sam's Club action happening either. And, hopefully we're able to secure some type of funding. Not some type of funding, but secure somebody that is able to bring these types of businesses out here that benefit our community. We're 15 years behind here. Another HEB is long overdue on the other side by El Indio. Fortis, I don't disagree, but I do think about sometimes the small businesses in our community. Now, there hasn't been another HEB, and it's, it could be viewed as a good thing and a bad thing because we do have smaller, smaller stores, right? And we've been seeing Dollar Generals trying to take over everything, but we do have small business here, and those small businesses do provide and have provided for our community for many years. So I think that we do need to take care of those small businesses as well, because we all know that corporate is good, but it's we lose kind of our identity as a community because those small businesses should be helped by our community and should be boosted up by our community. They are the backbone of what creates our infrastructure and what helps our community fill in the capacity gaps that we have. They take up, they have that niche where they take over what we lack in infrastructure. And that's very important to realize and to recognize that some of these small businesses benefit us a lot and do a lot for us. Rosie, the north side of town could certainly use one too. Thank goodness. Yeah, and I don't have anything against Dollar Generals, but I think Casino Grocery has been able to fill in a gap in our community, and they're a small business that is being run, and we appreciate them very much. I mean, the food we're cooking here outside was from Casino Grocery, and my family is a regular at purchasing. No, we don't go every time, right? But we do seek out small businesses because I think they deserve the support of our community as much as we can support them. Um, I'm not saying you have to go and shop every time there, but it is good to support these small businesses because they do have to compete against corporate, and it's hard to compete against corporate funded entities as such. Paco, I call out Ruben since day one. He's only in it for the fame and money. He will kiss ass to make it. Paco, um, I'll expand on that. I won't go too much in it because we all see what he is doing. He's attempting to bait the Maverick Times into a confrontation, which whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think that right there, what you just said, is spot on, spot on, and you can tell just by the stuff he posted out. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people forget this guy tried to run for elected office. Um, you know, he was given money by the Republican Party, or not the Republican Party. I'm sorry, by another offshoot or like a nonprofit or another organization, and they provided a bunch of funding for him to get signs and all this stuff. But ultimately, did did he make any impact? No. And it's just funny to me, Paco. And I know that if you're noticing that, then you more than likely notice that how all the people that we end up, calling out for doing something wrong, he ends up siding with them. And it's got to make you kind of wonder, man. I mean, does what you said, man? I'm just gonna. I should just leave that comment on there because it's the truth. I mean, you how can you go and support me through the things that I was going, and then yet turn around and go support the guy that did all that stuff? It's like, what? Now, it's unfortunate because he's not from here. He's not from here. He does not know the people from here, and he's not familiar who is who will do what is what. And I think that I'm blessed to at least have that background as a news, as a person living here. You have to know that stuff. Now, as misguided as some of the stuff that he says, because people say this stuff, I don't go into his page because I don't think that I'm not going to benefit from going there. Okay, and and regardless of what he says, and I don't put too much into what he does because I'm doing my own thing, and I figure assumption or what you're saying is spot on. Um, I mean, there's a lot more things that I can say, Paco, but wasting the energy and time on air to address that, I'll just move on and say you're right, because you are, and then I'll go ahead and post another comment because man, whatever. Dollar stores are the staple of poor communities. All right, let's see. Let's get through some of these comments. Thank you. We're approaching 2 hours, so you guys have been y'all were a little shy in the beginning, but we got it rolling. We got it going. Let's see. They won't bring things that actually bring money. They will bring music festivals, lose money, and blame each other for the loss. Well, um, backpedaling or bringing it back to Councilman Elias Diaz was one of the ones who voted to have this festival continue after it was discovered that $1 million had already been given to the vendor, just one management LLC. $1 million was already given to him without a contract in place, and Councilman Elias Diaz was one of three that voted to continue the festival, even though there was discrepancies that were brought up by other council members. Just remember that. We lost the HEB and the Eagle Grocery, yeah. The Venados, we can't forget about them either. Um, but we still have Rogelio's y la tienda de Venados, yes. Super 7 as well. I mean, uh, these are places I go. These are places I shop. Um, and I think that we need to support them. Who in their right mind would vote for Mr. California and Monica Cruz that just raised the rate for garbage and water? And they just had the festival loss of 2.5 million. To the defense of Councilman Monica Cruz, she did attempt to stop this whenever it was discovered that $1 million had been given out to the vendor without a proper contract in place. It was brought up in city council, and there was an attempt to stop it. Unfortunately, like I said, there was three votes, which City Councilman Elias Diaz was one that continued along with the event. Okay, this is from Landy Salinas. Landy Salinas says our community is growing and the infrastructure is behind. Also, we need better emergency and health services. Yes, we need more businesses, new businesses, but not just supermarkets and restaurants. Also, small community businesses work. Yeah, I agree with you. That's a fair statement, Ms. Salinas. Um, I agree, not just supermarkets. I think that we were talking about groceries in the conversation, so that's why we were talking about another HEB. But I agree with you, and I think that better planning needs to be done by the city because having everything just on Bibb Street is not gonna work. But we do need a lot more support here. We need a lot more services to provide our community, and I totally agree with that. Michael Elizondo, hello. How are you? How we doing? Great. Okay, so we are caught up with the comments. Let's go at this a little bit longer. Oh, Guys, again, we're coming back. We went through all the comments. Pretty much, we said what needed to be said. There's a lot of things that you guys do not know or are not aware of many situations out here. Um, Paco says that Patsy Wynn will be the new Bib Street. Hmm. That's a fair statement. Some little bit of insight from Paco Jr. there. Appreciate it, Paco. But guys, it's important. It's very important for you guys to realize who we're voting for, um, and actually know these situations. And I say that because many people are quick to defend, and I understand that. I understand that you are defending your beliefs. You're defending maybe your friend, but not everything is as it seems. You are only given a partial view into a politician's life. Now, I would argue that a past is very relevant to to understand the decision making process of a elected official. It's very important to be familiar with their past because their past is a indicator. It's not the end all be all. It's an indicator. There's a difference of what they can do. Now, for example, with the city councilman, he what he did, what's in his past, he sold himself for money. I'm not making this up. You can Google and you will see. Now, do you think that somebody that will sell his own self for money, that he will not do that to you guys? Some would argue that he is already doing that to you guys out there that support him. Yet you guys are still supporting him without knowing who the gentleman, who this councilman truly is. Like I've said, we have several stories that have been given to us through you guys. You guys are sending us the stories. We look them up, we vet them. That's why I'm not telling you the whole story right now because I need to confirm, I need to dig, I need to do my due diligence because that's what you expect. You expect that because we are the only ones in news that do this here in Eagle Pass. You tell me what other news source provides you with documents, proof, and receipts. Nobody's doing that for you guys. Let's be honest. Not the guy that Miss Willers thinks is unbiased or that is neutral. Is he doing that for y'all? Is he telling y'all about these politicians providing the receipts and documentation? Or is he just putting up memes? Because you know, Paco's coming in with the comments. Let's see what Paco's got to say. Show it on stream. Paco, I don't know what's going on with my software. It's not letting me show your comment. Oh, maybe because there was some coming in. Okay, well, anyways, I'll go read it out loud. I don't know why it's not letting me put it. Um, Paco says, I don't know why people trust Elias. If he would, if he sold out his body, he would definitely sell out the community. He has no morals. That's Paco Jr. saying that. That's not me saying that. I mean, yes, I did say that, but it's not just me. It's this is it's just reality, guys. If someone is willing to sell themselves, what makes you think they will not sell you out? Rafael has there you go. It's working now. The guy is doing things for mental health, but yet we are been in international news for crazy people unaliving exactly. So what is it helping? Hey Jay, what did Paco say? I'm dying to know. What did Paco delete? Paco, you know there's no deleting. Come on, Paco. So yeah, I mean, what, now I'm curious, guys, as to what Jay David is talking about with Paco over here deleting a comment. Paco, what comments are you deleting? Aframayel, I left this comment out there for a reason. So the guy is doing things for mental health, yet we have been in international news for crazy people and unaliving women in our town. Now, I'm gonna drop a little hint after I know you're still watching, and I appreciate it. Right, taking your time. I appreciate everybody taking their time and watching. And we're not gonna keep y'all that long anymore. But let me give you this. That's not the only thing that this guy is doing that is kind of like an oxymoron. Now, for somebody to be pushing domestic violence, for somebody like the councilman Elias Diaz to be pushing domestic violence, that's interesting. I'll leave it at that. And if the council is watching, you know what I'm talking about. City, Aframayel, I'm having trouble with the comments and putting them up, guys, so I apologize. But city and county have not approved any rehab. Someone presented the idea to both city and county and was turned down because they couldn't make money with it, allegedly. I'm not too sure about that, Aframayel. I do know that the Maverick County Attorney's Office is working to try and secure some funding to work with another entity in the city, Maverick County, to attempt to bring a domestic violence shelter or create or involve. I know the Maverick County attorney has had meetings with entities about grant opportunities to possibly bringing out a domestic shelter. So now that is a thing that's happening, but it did get stalled because of the federal grants that what were pulled by President Trump for review. But there is people doing things, man, and it's a shame that a city councilman comes out and says on live with his paid news media source, this guy says, if you're not benefiting the community, get out of the way. I'll say it again. It's ironic that somebody pushing domestic violence and that he's doing so much for domestic violence. Yeah, that's why I say you gotta vet these politicians. You gotta research these politicians, man. Politicians will tell you, hey, I'm doing this for domestic violence, but I beat this motherfucker up back in I don't know when. So not everybody is what they tell you they are, and I'll just be straight out honest about that. But when election season comes, all of a sudden you see them lining up with their paid medias to spread their whatever, right? Paco Jr. I don't know why people trust Elias. If he sold out his body, he would definitely sell out the community. He has no morals. Ah, Paco was just correcting his spelling, guys, because there was typos. There was typos, but it's okay. I get typos all the time. No big deal. Last comment on here. Let's see, Lynn. Sorry, I know Aframael is stuck on here. I'm unable to take it off. My software is kind of buggy, but let's hope. Lynn says, "Let's hope it goes through." I am not sure what he's talking about. I'm not sure talking about Lynn. I got probably to the comment a little bit late, but guys, media is expensive. Forty says. Jay says, se necesita un chingos de cosas en inglés paz from specialists to entertainment. Yeah, I mean, guys, I understand. I understand the needs, and we're trying. Some of us are trying to bring the community what they deserve, and others are tricking the community to think that they don't deserve anything. And I'll leave you guys at that. We're approaching the 2 hour mark, which I think I did not want to go on so long, but it is what it is. I thank you guys for sticking on, staying around, and just listening to what people have to say. And special guest appearance by my beautiful baby girl, Kara. Say hi to everybody, Kara. We're about to end the live. You want to say anything to anybody out there? No? Guys, this is what I'm about. I'm about providing my community anything that I can. Whether it's to write a grant and get my funding from my community, whether it's providing the facts through this platform for you guys. This is what I'm about. My daughter's here. This is what I'm about. Family first. And I think that if we all start adopting that mentality that our families and our children need to be protected, they need to thrive, and they need to be cultivated with good morals and good support from the people up top. This is what it's all about. Kara, you want to help us end it?
No, but he has the same my middle name.
Oh yeah, Lynn. That's actually Lynn Valderas. That's his first name. That's actually my daughter's middle name. She's Cara Lynn Reese. So she saw that. She wanted to point it out. Um, Maverick County Total proposal for a new rehab. I think seems like he's advertising with every news media out there except for the Latino and the Maverick Times. And that's fine. I mean, you can choose who you want to advertise with. That's not a big deal. Gaslighting is the key to the election for them. Uh, Joe, I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, but they say that I'm gaslighting, right? Even though I have documents, even though I provide you guys with the proof of what I'm saying, I'm the one gaslighting, not them, right? Like I hear you, Joe. I hear you, Lynn. Eagle Pass needs a lot of things. We need more people that are willing to implement new measures. What kind of new measures, Lynn? Some are bringing in our community what we deserve. Others are just bringing things that benefit them. Paco, I wish I can put this up, Paco. I don't know what's wrong with my system, but y'all need to go read that last comment. There you go. Some are bringing the community what we deserve. Others are just bringing the benefit themselves. I'm gonna end it at that because Paco, you just hit the nail on the head, my friend. Um, Wait a minute. There's another good one here for Aframayel. I just can't put it up. So Aframayel says, tip: don't sell your body for money. It will bite you in the behind when in politics. Yeah,
Good job
guys,
for those comments.
good job. This is little Isaac. This is the juniors number 2 right here. Y'all watch out. Y'all think I'm tough. This guy. So again, guys, this is what I'm about. I'm not about pushing any type of LBGTQ, VC, whatever agenda. I'm not. I'm about the nuclear family. I am about a family is the best situation a kid can have, and a kid needs both their mothers and fathers in house. Let's keep these families together. Let's protect these children. And guys, this is just a peek into what I am about. I hope I informed you to your liking, and I hope that you guys benefit from this as much as I do. There, Kara's telling me there's one more new comment by Lynn. I think she likes the name, so we'll go ahead and try to put it. Lynn says new measures like businesses, education, entertainment, health, and other services. All right, guys, y'all want to kick us off and say thank you?
Thank you. Thank you for those
Get in the
comments.
picture. Get in the picture. Y'all
Thank
want to say
you.
thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you for
Good night.
joining the Maverick Times podcast. Catch you next time. Guys, and be looking out for our new episodes with the family podcast. That's coming up soon. Kids podcast, everybody's there. It's going to be a good one.
I
All
don't
right,
know if
guys.
the mom's gonna do that. Yeah.
We don't know about that, but that's okay. We'll still have fun, right? Absolutely. Guys, y'all want to say bye to the audience?
Bye.
Guys, as always, I appreciate your time. I thank you for spending the night with me, a couple of hours with me tonight. And hey, you guys are independent thinkers. You guys need to make your own decisions. Don't let anybody make your decisions for you. Until next time, guys, we'll see you. This is the Maverick Times. I'm Isaac Reese, and we are out.
He doesn't know how to stop the podcast.
I'm trying to stop it, guy.
And good name for Lynn. Give it up for Lynn. Good name.
Have I smiled all this time since I've been here with you guys? Look at this smile when I'm with my kids, man.
Go to leave.
Guys, I think we're burning the
Yeah,
food over there.
I think you've been answered. Okay, B guys. Bye.
Okay, Isaac, how about you end it?
Wait, wonderful name, Lynn. Wonderful. So listen, drunk bed. My dad's over there burning some chicken. Wait. So yeah. So bye, guys. Say bye. Bye. Wonderful name, Lynn again. Give it up for Lynn. Okay. So bye, guys.
But you have to press a button to end it, bro.
Um. 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 Hold on, guys. Guys. Where's my ticket? Wait. Probably stop. Put stop. Stop. No, stop. Can't. Oh my gosh, guys. What's happening? There.
uh,
How you leaves? Guys, you guys know how to we're having a little bit of trouble.
like in a
I used to know, but I don't. Oh no,